With coordination of ShockDogInc.com and social media doom caves, this is Creek Feet. And talking too much is Adam Triplett. Thank you for joining me on the first episode, the introduction episode of Creek Feet, the podcast of art, culture, and bankruptcy with Adam Triplett. Introduction. Who am I? I am broke. Broke isn't the word, but not rich by choice, I like to say. I would like to think. But also, not rich. I am smart on paper. I did well in school. I'm creative. I'm dynamic. I have literacy in both digital art, physical art. I have culinary skills. I am technical. And I am simultaneously out of date. I went to school 20 years ago. And so I can make etchings. Have you ever seen an etching? I can make lithographs and paint like Da Vinci did. But I also learned how to use a digital printer and worked on a grand scale with lots of spreadsheets and macros and party. So maybe that helps me understand the differences. Played music for like 20 years, since probably middle school until like 20, what? I don't know. I want to say that was like 2015, that kind of area there. There's a lot of drinking, so that may come up every once in a while. Worked at an Irish pub for a long time, and played music for a long time. Was a singer, a little amateur guitar, a little amateur piano and harmonica and stuff. Pretty annoying kid, high energy, lots of big talk, so that's the vibe. I think some shows will be about family and our lack thereof these days, and our lack of community and continuity and curiosity, to quote Ted Lasso. I do strive to remain curious. But also, I think it will be about art making, music making, culture fanning, just being psyched about other stuff people made. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good time. I love therapy. I can't wait to go back into therapy. Whenever I can find good insurance or a good therapist again. My insurance through my work suddenly got very expensive, and all I can say is that the reason I'm still here is that therapy works, and it made my life better, made me stronger, helped me get over serious addiction problems, codependent problems, and obsessive problems. So I'm so happy to be here and to have taken the time to be able to talk to you as opposed to freak out about other stuff. I guess we can talk about my CV a little bit if you're trying to get to know me. I have 2.5 college bachelor's degrees, mostly art, also a minor in English. I kept applying to grad schools while I was obsessively crippled with my mental health problems. I guess that's why I can speak towards making those choices or not making those choices. I cooked for a number of years. I managed a bar for a number of years. I quit when I fell in love with the bartender that I was managing. Don't do that. I'm just going to tell you right now, don't do that. Okay. That was one of the things we figured out in therapy. Don't do that. I started from the bottom in an office after that, and I moved to head of production. Pretty cushy gig. And in 2023, they thanked me for my good work, and they laid me off. Best thing that ever happened. I hear people say that all the time. Oh, I loved getting laid off. I got to stay on unemployment, figure out how Virginia unemployment worked. No, bullshit. I effectively haven't died when they shook my life up. I networked and I realized that I need people. I need you people. I found a great local gallery and I am arting. I have been arting recently, really arting for the first time. The actual business of it, the marketing of it, presenting yourself in a confident but humbled way. There are a lot of things that school never taught me. And I guess that's part of what this podcast is. Why do I still make work? How do we promote it? I do martial arts. I have for at least 10 years. I'm a big fan of the medium and the focus. It was kind of the first time I had some really healthy male relationships and some of the worst male relationships, some of the most toxic relationships could also be sort of found at the same place. I have trained for a marathon. I have done lots of body discipline work, again, because I think I was down a road where I was going to die of like a heart attack, cigarette, alcohol thing, probably, at the age of 30. And there's been some really good sage advice for some really important people that helped me pull it around. So again, hopefully one of the biggest messages of this podcast is that we can't do this alone. There are smart people out there that are just trying to help you. And part of life is figuring out which ones are there for you and which advice works. And so, if you like what's going on, give us a follow. Some dates coming up in the near future. I am showing art at Crossroads Art Center, Broad and Staples in Richmond, Virginia. I also have some new little prints that I make by hand in my cart. My website is shockdogging.com, where you can find art made by Adam Triplett. Start the conversation. Check out my ancient untouched blog. Hopefully also being beefed up as I beef up these videos. But I wish you well on your journey, and maybe you'll come roll up with me for Creek Feet. That is the working title. Maybe I'll stop yelling it. I don't know.